Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we are going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be discussing the most recent movements in terms of price on the 1 hour, 1 day and 1 week time frames. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, smash that like button. I appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe? You can always unsubscribe later. And if you haven't joined us in Discord, I think you're missing a trick. Check it out, linked in the description below. It is a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check it out. Let's jump right down into today's video, kicking things off with the 1 hour time frame. So here we have Bitcoin paired up with USDT. We're using the 𝗕𝗘𝗪 exchange, and of course this is the 1 hour time frame. Following on from yesterday's video, we were expecting a small lift to the upside. We were trying to target out 27,651 to 27,863. We obviously saw this break down, and we can kind of put to bed now this idea of W, X, Y, X, and Z, and we just have these corrections instead. Okay, so it's one of those, unfortunately, didn't quite follow the path that I thought it was going to, and we have broken down from here. Now, at the moment, as you can kind of see, we are below the 200 hourly EMA, and it is resistance. We are just coming down from overbought, so expect further to the downside. Now, there's a few things here that we need to check. For the first part, it looks more like diagonal right inside here, and this type of diagonal would be called an expanding diagonal. So we would basically draw in our trend lines up here, for example, to depict this, and down here, actually the wrong one, let me go ahead and anchor that to the correct one over here. And so you can see this slight expansion. Basically, wave 3 should not be the shortest wave, but wave 5 should be the longest wave. And so you can kind of see this kind of coming in tighter. Now, again, there's a couple of different ways of looking at that. It can be W, X, Y, X, and Z, but we broke down afterwards, so it's incredibly unlikely to be so. It's more likely to be diagonal in its nature. Now, with that being said, there's a few things with this that we'd obviously be interested to see. Diagonal here would obviously have to be followed by another 5-wave structured move to the downside, and we did not hit that. Instead, it's looking more like a W, X, Y, X, and Z. So it is possible that this here is W, X, Y, X, and Z internally, and then we've moved up, and then we've broken back down again. So again, a few different things. We can still break down here. We could be inside a wave 1, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and we still have this further breakdown, which is again another possibility. This would actually then allow us to hit that 1.618 area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just check this here, and I move this down to our bounce right here. Okay, so we can see that there's this potential move within this little area over here that could come down towards 26,161, and then we can again look at this as a diagonal pattern. So again, there's a couple of options at the beginning there that's not overly clear at this point in time. Over the next little while, I think we will be able to see a very clear picture. What we do have though is a straight drop here with an impulsive movement, and it does look like we still have this move to the downside to be had, consistent with our resistance on our 200 EMA, and of course the stochastic RSI being in that overbought range as well. So for the most part, I suspect we are probably going to be looking at this as a diagonal in the end, which will have a kind of wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5 situation kind of going on within it, and we are likely to see further to the downside overall. Okay, so this is something that we're going to be looking for to see if this plays out or not. For now, it's a tad too soon to be 100% squeaky clean on that one, so I'm just going to kind of leave this right inside here, and we'll see how we kind of play out with all of that. Okay, so for now, I think on our hourly chart, our target range is going to be down here. It's basically going to be, and it might overextend to hit that larger 1.618, but essentially 26,191 to 26,308 for now. Okay, that's where I'm going to be looking for our next move to the downside. Taking this up into the daily, well, you can see that we're still following that 5th wave daily movement, which is this one over here. We have completed wave 1, we've gone up into the wave 2, looking for the wave 3 drop. That could be where we're starting with this 5-wave move I was just talking about on our hourly chart. That could be our wave 1 right in here. We then bounce, we have then this kind of 5-wave drop insidely of the wave 3, meaning that we bounce for that wave 4, and we come down to that wave 5, right? So from our daily point of view, everything's following exactly kind of as we've been talking about and as we have been expecting for the last several weeks. Nothing unusual was going on here. We are overbought. We're dipping down from the overbought range. We are looking for corrections downwards, and our target remains still the same, 22,693 to 23,874. Nothing has changed from our daily analysis there. Take it up into the weekly, and you can see again we found support on the weekly 200 EMA and resistance on the weekly 50 EMA. Again, nothing strange has happened here either. Failed to get the weekly close last week above the 50 EMA, and it's not looking strong at the moment for that weekly close above the 50 EMA as well. So essentially the bulls are looking to try to get that closure higher, but for now not really seeing it. We are still seeing basically getting stuck in the range between the 50 and 200 weekly EMAs, and outside of that not a lot has really been occurring. As you can kind of see, we are stuck in this little range at the minute, and obviously we have the peaks and the troughs on the weekly time frame also being depicted here as well. So it's going to be one of those. We'll see how price reacts at $20,000, because I do suspect we are going to have to test $20,000 CME gap, and I did think that we were going to see the 35 CME gap get filled first, but it doesn't look strong enough to do that right now. Hopefully I'm wrong on that, and maybe we can test 35 before dropping to 20. But I think essentially a drop to 20 at this point, and then trying to see how price reacts at that key support level. I think that's going to wrap up today's video. Just a nice brief update on the technical analysis of Bitcoin. If you found it useful and informative, smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, what are you waiting for? Check it out, linked in the description down below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.